This is Lisa from Have Roots Will Travel. This is a brand new series that I'm starting. I wanted to explore the French in the United States. I wanted to be able to go over all of the different names, either of French origin or honoring French. I wanted to show you how French, the United States, I think, is more French than we know. So with that being said, I'm going to explore a state at a time, and today I have chosen Michigan. So let's have a look at how French is Michigan. So Michigan obviously is a very big deal when it comes to French Canadian history. I also want to draw, and I will put in the notes, that there is a remarkable French Canadian Genealogical Society of Michigan that truly explores this, and they are the experts on this. I just want to illuminate and highlight some of the very important events that happened in Michigan. But for further study on Michigan, please turn to this particular society. Their website is fantastic. If you want to join, it's not that expensive. Certainly, if your descendants are from Michigan, it would certainly benefit you tremendously to join that society. Now, Michigan itself was obviously occupied by the native population for many years. As early as 1622, we have an expedition that was there by Etienne Brulé, and by 1668, we have Père Jacques Marquette, who establishes Sault Ste. Marie, and then we also have Robert Cavelier Sieur de la Salle, who built Fort Miami, which would become Saint Joseph. Now, obviously, everyone knows 1701, Cadillac shows up and founds modern day, what would become modern day Detroit. So this is, and they really established a great deal of French imprint on Michigan. And so we have French Canadian churches, and we have a lot of back and forth between New France and Michigan. And so I urge you to look in your tree and see how many of your New France people actually showed up in Michigan. I bet you'll find quite a number of them. Let's explore some of the individual cities that bespeak of that French heritage. Detroit, and it's named after the Detroit River, the one that connects the Lake Huron with Lake Erie. And so on July 24th, 1701, Antoine de la Motte de Cadillac came and established it. Now, the word Detroit in French is from the word strait, and the French call the river le Détroit du lac Erie, which means the strait of Lake Erie. So in French, it's not Detroit, it's Détroit. So that's kind of like, okay, now we understand that it really is a French word. So we start with Cadillac, which was actually Clam Lake until about 1877, when someone figured out that maybe Cadillac would be, Cadillac is how we pronounce it in French, Americanized, it would be Cadillac. And they figured out that probably that would sound better. The next one is Charlevoix. Charlevoix is named after Father Pierre-François Xavier de Charlevoix, a French explorer who traveled the Great Lakes and was said to have stayed the night on Fisherman's Island during a very harsh storm. In America, it is pronounced Charlevoix. Charlevoix. I think I'm saying it correctly. Please correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it is pronounced Charlevoix. Now, Grosse Pointe, I believe, is said pretty much the same, and Grosse Pointe comes from, it's French, obviously, and when they named it, they were basically referring to the large point that once projected onto the Detroit River at the junction of Lake St. Clair. So Grosse Pointe means big point. Now we have Lapeer, Michigan, and we also have Lapeer County, Michigan. Both of them have their origin in the word lapierre, which means stone. And at the bottom of the River Flint, there is a stone, and that is why we believe it was named thus. We have LaSalle holds a significant place in history due to its connection with the French explorer René Robert Cavalli, Sieur de La Salle, after whom the city is named. It is widely believed that the La Salle passed through this area during his explorations in the 17th century. I don't know, I'm assuming that they pronounce it La Salle, but possibly La Salle. I'm not quite sure. So again, people from Michigan, please let me know. Then we're looking at Les Chenaux Islands. Les Chenaux means the channels. In 1634, Jean Nicolas navigated the channels of Les Chenaux while attempting to reach what is present-day Mackinac Island. So Les Chenaux Island is how I believe they pronounce it. Marquette, Michigan is a village that began on September 14th, 1849 with the formation of the Marquette Iron Company. It was actually called New Worcester. In 1850, though, it was changed to honor Jacques Marquette, the French Jesuit missionary who had explored the area. The next one we're going to look at is Montcalm. Montcalm is named for the General Marquis Louis-Joseph de Montcalm, who was a military commander of French troops during the French and Indian War. The county was set off in 1831 and organized in 1850. In Michigan and in America, they pronounce it Montcalm. Now, Montmorency has kind of a complicated history. It is actually a French word, but it was also named for an Indian chief during that time. But it does absolutely have that French connection. Montmorency is absolutely a region in Quebec, and we have Bishop Laval de Montmorency, and we have some lieutenant governor that had that name as well. So I believe it had a connection to New France as well. But in America, it is pronounced Montmorency. So that is kind of a twist of turn of your tongue, Montmorency. But in French, it is Montmorency. Now we turn our attention to Portage, which is how they pronounce it in America, but it is pronounced portage in French. In the context of waterways, a portage refers to a break in a chain of water communication where goods or boats must be carried over land from one body of water to another. Then we have the famous River Rouge, which obviously means Red River. Now, in Sans Souci, the word means without worry. William Lacroix, who was the first postmaster, suggested it. It's also called Harson's Island. Sault Ste. Marie is the rapids of St. Mary, the river's name, and it is pronounced essentially the same way in Michigan as it is in French Canada. Now the next city is St. Ignace. Now St. Ignace history dates back to 1671 when French Jesuit priests founded the mission, which makes it one of the oldest European settlements in the state after Sault Ste. Marie. Now in Michigan, it is pronounced St. Ignace, and St. Ignace that is what I'm hearing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Now, Traverse City is pronounced Traverse City, and the word travail means to make la grande traverse, or the long crossing across the mouth of the bay from present-day Norwood to North Point. The area was French territory at first and then part of the Kingdom of Great Britain as the province of Quebec. The area was actually ceded to the United States in 1783 following the Treaty of Paris. So Traverse City is part of that very unique French flavor to Michigan. So that is a small selection of French names and French influences in the state of Michigan. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed preparing it. Please let me know in the comments below what other states you'd like me to feature. And I hope to do 1 or 2 of these a month. So let me know in the comments below your comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the road.